Rocksteady is reportedly hard at work on a new single-player Batman game, which let me begin by saying thank you, Gaming Jesus, for making this story possible. Man, I have been wanting a single-player Batman video game for so long, and I am beyond excited that this is happening. So anyway, in case you missed it, this story comes from Bloomberg's Jason Schreier, who dropped a brand new article that talked about Warner Brothers and how they're working on refocusing their efforts internally to double down on what works. And specifically, what works for Warner Brothers right now is basically Hogwarts Legacy, Mortal Kombat, Game of Thrones, and obviously DC. And specifically DC is like Batman, and we'll dive into that because apparently, on the DC front, they are going back to what we all have come to love. Batman, single-player Batman game. Specifically, Jason Schreier writing that Rocksteady is working on a single-player Batman video game that unfortunately is several years away. Now, because it is several years away, obviously, no other details than that, right? We don't know what there's going to be as far as villains. We don't know where the setting is going to be, or what the concept is. Is Batman alive in this one? Has he come back from the dead, or where on the timeline does this one land? But I gotta say, either way, dude, I'm all in. You give me another Batman Arkham game, I will buy it day one. I will play it. I will platinum the game. Please give me more Batman. And I think what's also interesting here is seeing they're not joking about doubling down, right? Jason Schreier wrote that Warner Brothers was pitched multiple DC properties. I wrote these down. John Constantine game. Warner Brother Games Montreal pitched them on this, and that got rejected. A Flash game was in the works, and that got shot down because of the movie. Obviously, kind of flopped. And Monolith is still working on Wonder Woman, which is the upcoming video game that's basically going to use the Nemesis system from Shadows of Mordor, where Wonder Woman can create allies with her enemies and use the lasso of truth. And I think it just sounds like such a sick project. But the other part of this article is hey, yes, this game's coming. Yes, it sounds cool, but its fate is still in question, right? Warner Brothers has not made up their mind on whether or not this is going to go through. And even Jason himself was hey, number one, this game is still several years away. Plus, it could be canceled. And it's already cost the studio $100 million. So at this point, we might be seeing the Wonder Woman game get scrapped, which I think would be a massive disservice. And I think that you could create such a really cool franchise that people would be interested in, right? You don't have to just make Batman games. I don't think people had a problem with an idea